you say, boy? You tryna play coy like a Game Boy? Hit my phone, boy. Is your homeboy?
Are you gonna go see a movie?
Probably not. I just want to stay here and dance.
Okay.
Are you alone, boy? Come give me dome, boy. Got a boy with degrees.
Hello and welcome to Two Guys and a Few Good Men. I am TJ Washuk.
And I'm Garrett Loberg.
And this is Movie Lowdown for the week of May 20th, 2019. Starting to get warm out there, guys.
Yeah, walking in that parking lot's a little bit of a nightmare now when we go see movies. So get your shorts, get your t-shirts, and get ready to burn in hell. So.
Stay hydrated.
So that being said, why don't we get right into
the news?
No, we were going to get into the story.
Oh, that's right.
There is no story. Well, let's get into the news. All right, first up this week, we've got Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is in the news because they are now verifying that you saw the movie before you review it.
Yep, and good on them, because I feel like that's probably been one of their biggest problems.
Right? People just dive bomb movies because they hate it politically, or they just hate the character.
Yeah.
Or the actor or actress.
This was obviously from Captain Marvel, which was hit with a lot of really negative reviews. It made it very hard to tell, what people really thought about it, and if they were just really giving, crappy feedback or what was going on.
Yeah.
I like that they're doing this. Now we can maybe be our own reviewers.
Right. Yeah, we should try that. But I feel like every company that has a review site should always check that you either A, buy the product, or B, saw the movie.
In Ticket Stub, they could even have a receipt. You have to
show us stuff.
There's so many apps where you take pictures of you can take a picture of a check and put it in your checking account anymore. So it's kind of stupid that they weren't doing something like that before, especially for a movie site that is used so much.
Yeah.
And it's a big rating system. And that being said, I wanted to talk about too. We were just reading something about Will Smith.
Oh yeah.
And
speaking of Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
Speaking of Rotten Tomatoes, which this surprised both of us.
Yeah.
Will Smith hasn't hit above 70% in
over 20 years.
Yeah, it was 20 years. Yeah.
The last movie was Enemy of the State, and I think it was 75.
71. 71.
Yeah, 71. Ali isn't on, hasn't hit it. Hitch didn't go up there. Pursuit of Happiness even. What was it? I Am Legend?
Yeah.
Wow, all those movies. I mean, some of those were pretty good movies. I liked I Am Legend a lot, but not people of Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. But next up, we've got some news. One of our favorite punching bags. Sonic the Hedgehog, after a lot of problems with the way that they were doing the animating and kind of the backlash and the feedback they got, they're going to actually redo it, which we already knew, but they're actually moving the movie now to, I believe it was February 20th, 2020.
Which makes sense because they had to animate a whole new character.
And I thought this was funny. They put on the tweet, I forgot the director's name, but he put up on there, no animators were hurt.
Really?
Yeah, in this production. Yeah. And
so he has some humor to it.
Yeah, and I think the guy's definitely dealing with this right now.
You know what? I think they were kind of on the edge of how he looks anyways. So that's probably why they're changing it.
And a lot of people think that they did this on purpose.
Publicity. Yeah.
Obviously not if they have to move the movie back.
I mean, it got so much publicity from having that mess up. But now you see people that watch Game of Thrones trying to do the same thing, but they're not going to remake that show.
Yeah.
Who are you kidding?
Get real. What? They're going to remake the season? Oh, yeah, hang on. We need all the actors back, which we paid millions and millions and millions.
And they want more money.
Yeah, let's pay them a whole other $1 million just because the last season tanked on, themselves. Yeah. So, it's whatever. But But yeah, that's in Sonic news. What do you think that they're really gonna overhaul this and change it around?
I hope so. I mean, there's been a lot of fan mock-ups that people have been making for Sonic, and they look good.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can, get some ideas from that, or I'm sure they already have ideas.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they already know what Sonic looks like. Just go off of that.
And I think that they probably said, hey, production team, what do you guys want to see out of this? They probably got more feedback from the people that are actually working on it, because I guarantee you most of them are like, dude, this is going to tank so hard. And, that's not what they want to do, obviously. So.
And plus, most people that like Sonic are millennials. You don't see little kids buying Sonic games or anything.
Well, and if they do, it's like passed down, to them
from their parents.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Sonic, whether it'll be good or not, I'm excited to see the next trailer, and that's the hype train continues.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be seeing it for sure. But yeah, speaking of animated movies, Akira, the great Akira movie, one of my favorite anime movies, is being made into a live action.
Yeah.
And it's being directed by the guy who did Thor 3.
Taika Waititi. Yeah, I've actually never seen Akira.
Oh, really?
I have never seen it. There's a lot of animated movies.
Well, plus it's not really on Netflix or Prime. Maybe it's on Hulu.
Maybe. I've seen. I mean, it was. I believe it was on Hulu, because I remember being like, I want to watch this, and then it just never got to.
Yeah, it's just stuff gets pushed back.
From legendary director Katsuhiro Otomo comes one of the greatest animated films of all time. Akira.
So yeah, that's and I'm excited for Taika Waititi to direct some of these movies. He's getting into a lot of directing, and I like that. He's done directing before. And he's done a really good job of it, but he's now kind of branching off into some other things that are a little bit out of, I think, his range.
Yeah, and I think he would do justice to this movie. I believe in him. He did great with Thor. He did great with the show We Are in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Except I think he produced that one, but he made the movie.
He did
or directed the movie from 2015.
The original one,
and then now they have a show, which is great. If you guys haven't seen it, it's kind of like The Office, but with vampires, and it has the girl from the movie that we saw this week in it.
Oh, cool.
Booksmart.
Nice.
The movie that we saw, which we'll be reviewing. What do we have next?
Next up, we got Between Two Ferns is going to be getting a movie release. And if you don't know what Between Two Ferns is, it's a little small series that Zach Galifianakis does where he interviews people, and they're kind of awkward.
Like he even did Obama one time.
And a
lot
lot
of
of times
jabs at them. Pokes them.
But most of the time, they jab back at him, and very well. And he's always...
Brad Pitt's was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Jerry Seinfeld was good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff. So basically, he's going to be... apparently, it's going to be he's lost his fame, and, it's no longer... He's no longer relevant, and he's going to go around interviewing more celebrities, which I think is... great, because I'd love a movie of just him doing kind of like a road trip, kind of like Borat.
Oh, that's what you think it's gonna be?
I think that's what it's gonna be, where he's gonna have cut scenes,
like a mockumentary-ish.
Exactly. Yeah. And they said that he's gonna stay Zach Galifianakis, which is even funnier because it's a real life actor doing real life interviews for a fake movie.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, at first funny. I was like, how are they going to make a movie about this? But now that you mentioned that, it makes so much more sense.
Exactly. So,
and that would be fun, just see him go into celebrities' houses and looking around their life.
Yeah, and interviewing and seeing who pisses him off or who he pisses off, and so that's coming up soon. I'm really excited for that.
I think it's a Netflix movie. Yeah.
Produced probably by Funny or Die. Obviously, that's where he made his fame from. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be coming out. I'm really excited about that.
And let's see. Oh yes, what got news from PlayStation. PlayStation is making their own production company to make game movies or game TV shows.
And it is not going to actually be Sony either.
Okay.
So Sony will not run this.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about because Sony's track record on animated movies lately has been garbage.
Spider-Man.
Other than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, think about Emoji Movie. I think that one that we were talking about, like the Box Trolls, was from there.
Ugly Dolls?
Ugly Dolls, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that. I want to say that's Sony.
Yeah.
So it might not be Sony.
Might be DreamWorks.
Either way, a lot of their animated movies have been kind of crap lately. And like I said, other than the fact that Spider-Man just blew everything
and they got
out of
the lead guy from Wreck-It Ralph now.
So it's a different division, and I'm excited because that you're going to see stuff like in Spyro, maybe, or Crash Bandicoot. So there's a lot of ways they can.
They're
do
making
stuff.
that Uncharted movie.
Exactly.
So I don't know if that production company's making it or is it me someone else.
Probably it might be them.
Yeah,
you know, there's a very good chance that it could be. So. Next up, we've got
Who joined that movie?
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance.
So Kung Fury actually got some funding, and they're going to be doing a full movie this time. It's not going to be. I don't believe it's going to be a 30-minute movie. I believe this is going to be a full hour and a half long movie or more. And if you haven't seen Kung Fury, it is a really campy,
like 80s inspired.
It's
video game inspired, ridiculous action movie.
It's just one of those where you are watching it and you're going, what the frick am I watching right now? I mean, there's a scene where there's Thor in it, and there's gun raptors, or I forgot. They're just raptors.
Yeah, and he picks up a tank at one point and crushes someone.
They ride on a Tyrannosaurus Rex. They go back in time, and Hitler ends up learning Kung Fu. And there's just a lot that goes on.
It's very much like that music video, Skibbity!
Yeah. Skibbity! But people that are joining it, Arnold Schwarzenegger is going to be joining.
Yeah.
And Michael Fassbender.
Yes.
And that's
awesome
huge.
To see. That's really crazy to see Arnold doing this.
You know, Arnold, I wasn't surprised.
Michael Fassbender?
Yeah, he's kind of like, you know, he does. I feel like he does so many. He does like serious movies. I feel like he hasn't done a funny movie in a while, other than the one where he had a giant head.
Yeah, that was a interesting movie.
So
Frank,
yeah. Great movie. I liked that movie. It was very, very niche.
Yes, very kind of sad too.
Yeah. But I saw that and I was like, wow, Michael Fassbender, good for you for doing some. But
it's funny because you were just watching Kung Fury this week.
I was. Yes.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, I threw it on the other night and I was like, this is so great. I love this movie so much.
Isn't it on? It's on Netflix, right?
No, I think it might be on Netflix, but it's also on YouTube because that's
free.
where it originated. Yeah, on YouTube. So that was pretty good stuff. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. We'll put a link right here.
Possibly.
Yeah. And then last up, we've got Michael Pena is going to be joining Chloe Montez, whatever her name is.
Yes. Right here. Oh, right there.
right here.
Right there.
In Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
Which is...
It's like a live action Tom and Jerry, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so... I'm still not sold on the live action Tom and Jerry. I don't know what they're going to do with it.
I mean, they did live action Scooby-Doo.
They did, and it was scary.
Yeah.
And, but... You know,
just imagine little like Sonic animated Tom and Jerry's.
Yeah. Oh God, don't start. This is I'm gonna have Gangster's Paradise all over again. But yeah, it's
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Chloe Grace Moretz. Yeah. I'm not too fond of this movie. I don't know how it's gonna be. You know,
it's not for us.
No, obviously.
It's a kids movie.
But I wonder if they're gonna make it in. They did say it was a kids movie.
Well, it's Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, true.
It's probably be PG. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
PG.
probably.
I don't think it would go PG-13.
Probably for violence.
Yeah. Mild cartoon violence.
Mild cartoon violence.
Yeah.
And drug use.
And drug use.
So, but that wraps it up for our news for the week.
Yeah.
It was kind of a quick movie news week. We didn't have a lot,
but still some interesting topics there for sure.
I did want to cover something before we go on. I didn't get to cover it last week. Daniel Craig is going to actually. They're pushing back production on the new Bond film, Bond 25, which ironically is no longer going to come out on the 25th anniversary.
Bond 26.
But yeah, Daniel Craig, I guess, pulled a Tom Cruise and injured himself
his
doing
leg,
stunts.
right?
Yeah, broke his leg. So we're gonna have to wait on that. I was really excited to see like a trailer coming up, but if they don't have enough footage to do that trailer, then
just had to do his own stunts.
We're not gonna see it. So, whatever. But so I didn't get to cover that last week, so I just wanted to cover that.
No, definitely. I'm glad you did.
So, but in that case, let's go right into those trailers.
Yeah.
We got movie trailers. First up for our movie trailer, we've got the new Terminator, Dark Fate.
Chopper.
So I think you're gonna know this one better. I actually am not a big fan of Terminator movies, and not in the sense like I don't watch them. I've never gotten into them.
Yeah.
And I feel like at this point, the movies are so diluted by other movies that they've made that have just made the story more confusing. I feel like, with Genesis that came out, a lot of people said that switched things around.
A little bit.
So what was your opinion on the trailer?
I think it looks fun. I like Terminator movies. Now, interesting thing is James Cameron hasn't been involved in a Terminator movie since Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Which shows.
I mean, they kind of fell after Judgment Day, because that's my favorite movie of the series.
Okay.
It's Terminator 2. Maybe Terminator 1 followed by that. And then, I don't know. Salvation and 3 were probably the worst.
Yeah,
Salvation,
I hear that.
Even though I have the Salvation Special Edition Blu-ray. But this movie, the trailer looks like it's gonna be a good movie.
And
a lot of action.
That's why I wanted to get your opinion first. I actually liked the trailer. I thought it looked really action-packed. Like I said, I don't know the story, so I'm like,
I don't think you really need to.
Oh, really?
Looks like it's pretty straightforward.
Well, no, I mean, like, just the whole like, what the storyline is.
The lore.
Yeah, the lore of it.
Yeah.
And but if you like action, it looks like, there's one scene where she's like, the main chick is literally taking a sledgehammer and like flipping it and bamming somebody right in the face with it. That's an action. Yeah, well, that's the thing they can get away with too, is it's a robot, so they can always do. It's not blood or anything. It's just and it changes back, and it's just a metal face. So.
But yeah, this movie, it is going to be starring the great Linda Hamilton. She's playing Sarah Connor again. She's reprising her role. Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course, is back into this as the Terminator. Mackenzie Davis is the new Terminator, and she looks like to be the lead in this. She's been in quite a few movies, most notably her performance in
Blade Runner
2049, and I really liked her in the show *Halt and Catch Fire*. Is a show on AMC that was about computers in the 80s. Who else we got? We got the Terminator T-800 is going to be in it. So the Arnold lookalike Terminator is going to be in there. And there's going to be another liquid Terminator. This is being directed by the same guy that did Deadpool, Tim Miller. And
it shows.
Yeah. This movie, it kind of reminds me of Halloween. Like they're reprising Halloween.
Yeah.
Now they're reprising Terminator.
It's true.
They both were like pretty popular movies in the 70s or the 80s. Rather.
They've been making these, reboots and they're okay. Yeah. Not all of them hit. They're kind of hit or miss, but this one looks good. So.
And this one comes out on November 1st, 2019.
Yep.
I wasn't going to call Kyle on this to have him talk with us, but he's busy right now watching his kids. So, Kyle, thank you. I will call you next week.
Yeah, right? So, but let's get into our next one.
Yeah.
Next up on our movie trailers, we've got the first international one for Stuber.
Yes, Stuber, we already did the trailer before, but this one looks a lot better.
Yeah, the first one kind of was a little hollow, and this kind of, gives depth on Dave Bautista's character, why he needs an Uber, and it was kind of silly the way that they brought it up, but I like it. I think it's fun.
He's LASIK surgery, and he needs to get around, and he's still working.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Yeah, he's a cop, and obviously still working. So, but this added a lot more humor. There was a couple scenes in it that were in the one before, which is fine. But this kind of gave a little bit more depth on what's going on. And it was, like I said, funny.
It seems like the Uber driver is going to have some extra rides to add some comedic moments, like the drunk people.
The guy that was like, sprinkle a little cocaine in there.
Yeah.
They can't do that. And he's like, yes, they can. So, yeah, I'm actually more excited to see this movie now. I actually think I will see it.
Yeah.
Compared to before, where I was like, maybe.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
Looks like a fun movie.
But there wasn't much. The other trailer that came out this week was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which gave a little bit more depth into what that movie is going to be about.
Yes. And I kind of want to mention that apparently Quentin Tarantino said this is kind of like the closest he's gotten to a Pulp Fiction type of a movie.
Okay, cool. So we'll be seeing something that's...
We have like a lot of twists in it. Or a twist in it.
And the craziest part about that movie is that it's stuff that happened in real life.
Yeah.
And...
all those great actors are in it too. Even got the late, great Luke Perry, who just passed away.
Yep. Timothy Oliphant.
Kurt Russell. Margot Robbie.
Yep. So there's a star-studded cast. But I kind of mixed those two in there. That's fine, because there wasn't any other trailers.
No,
really
there wasn't anything else new. And we kind of want to do just 2 trailers a week now.
Yeah.
Just so we have more time to talk about the movies.
Yep.
Spo. So, without further ado, let's get into our movie reviews.
Yeah, this... 2. Oh, yes. Yeah.
We saw 2 movies.
Oh.
Well, I saw 3, but... By the way, Ninja Turtles vs. Batman, go see it.
Oh.
Watch it. It's really good.
Nice. So for our movie of the week that we saw, first...
I can make you rich. Rich enough to impress a princess. What would I have to do? There's a cave of wonders.
Aladdin.
Yes, Aladdin.
Sitting at a good old 58% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. It deserves it. It's if you've seen the animated movie, you know what this movie is going to be about. Yes. And it almost was like...
It wasn't anything more to it.
No, there wasn't anything else.
In fact, it was worse.
I agree.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
The acting was... Subpar, yeah. I didn't really like the guy who played Jafar.
No, not at all.
He didn't have a persona. He wasn't very menacing like Jafar is supposed to be. He seemed like he was trying to be it, though.
Jafar was like always one of my favorite villains as a kid because he kind of like scared me.
Yeah, he's kind of like Scar in a way.
Yeah,
he's like a Scar character.
And they played him very, very nice and very sweet and everything in this, but there wasn't...
Yeah,
it didn't have it was very lackluster.
And then they added a random character for a love interest for the genie, which she sucks so bad at acting. She was so bad. I mean, she's a pretty girl. Yeah, don't make her wrong. But her acting was so terrible.
And that's the thing with these movies. Somebody was saying online, oh well. You think Aladdin did bad? Wait till they do the live action Mulan.
Yeah,
and I mean,
which
Mulan,
that I would like to see.
Yeah, Mulan actually. I feel like they can do some work.
There's some battle scenes in it and stuff. There's action.
The one thing I will say is Disney, if you're gonna do these movies, start adding some more stuff into them because they're very plain and boring. I mean. Dumbo, I didn't get to see that, but just watching the trailer, it was just like I know that they added a lot more in Dumbo because that's
and Tim Burton.
Yeah, but these are a waste of time, and I don't know if you guys are okay with spending your money to go see it.
Yeah,
but I'm certainly not. And
no.
brings us to
well, there was one good scene in this movie, and it was in the trailer you were saying. Is kind of like this movie was supposed to be very Indian-like, and they were supposed to take elements from Bollywood.
Yep.
And they kind of did in this scene where they had the prince dance or the prince and princess dance, and that was actually a good scene. Other than that, I didn't like the movie.
And that's the thing, like that was the one scene that they released on YouTube to kind of promote the movie, and it's like, well, I wonder why they did that.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Maybe it was because it was that bad. But segueing, let's get into our next movie.
Are we gonna go to school or?
What's 2 + 2?
Isn't it crazy that it's the last day of school? Are you kidding me, Samantha? Go talk to her. She's got a really cute.
We saw today Booksmart.
Yes.
Olivia Wilde's first directorial debut.
Yeah.
Very impressed.
Very impressed with Olivia Wilde.
This wasn't super bad. This was its own take, and I loved it. It was hilarious. The characters were all funny. I would say, like, they're all in high school. I think one of the things I will pull out of this is that they're really smart for releasing it when they did, because what has this
graduation?
Yep.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sitting there at the end when the graduation scene, and I'm like, holy crap! I just realized, like, everyone just graduated yesterday, and people are graduating this weekend, and that is super smart on their part, because when you're a teenager, you're gonna go watch a movie that pertains to your life. I thought this portrayed teenage life, high school life, very well.
Yeah, the writer, who wrote this, a few people wrote this, mostly Susan Fogel and Katie Silverman. And what did they do? Sorry. They worked on The Spy Who Dumped Me, really? And Chasing Amy. So, anyways, the writing on this was great.
It was fun. There was a lot of great scenes. I mean,
humor. A lot of good humor.
Oh, yeah. There was a character that pops up every, 5 minutes, even though, they're, across town. She still appears. I really thought it was heartwarming that they showed these characters and everyone, gossiped about everybody.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, you find out that none of, the stuff that they're gossiping... We're all the
same.
Yeah, we're all the same. And it's
the what do you call it? What you get from the movie, what's the word for it, where you get something out of the movie? The take back.
Oh, the takeaway?
The takeaway, yeah. The takeaway of this is we're all the same. We're all on this earth together, and we could easily just get along if we just get to know someone.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just very heartwarming. And
I liked all the characters in this. Amy and Molly, the two main girls, I thought were awesome.
Their chemistry in this was so good.
Right.
It was like you're watching two friends actually interacting with each other.
Yeah. And it's funny that the girl that plays Amy, for some reason she reminded me of my ex-girlfriend, Tina.
Oh.
And then who else we had in there? We had Jason Sudeikis, he's the principal. We have Will Forte, which is the dad.
Yeah. The whole parenting scenes were hilarious.
Yeah,
just all around a fun movie. Honestly, my opinion is if you want to go see a movie for the weekend, for the next 2 weekends before Godzilla comes out, go see this. This was so good. It's at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 100% it deserves it because it's really good. It's funny. It's fun. It's just a good time. A lot of kids are graduating. Go see it if you're graduating, or if you're in high school, go see it because it's like Superbad. But I honestly think that this is the Superbad for this generation. I mean, early 2000s when Superbad came out, things are so much different. I mean, the whole aspect of high school is completely different from
for most part.
Yeah, from what we remember as kids. But so fun movie. Go check it out. A+ on my part.
Yeah, definitely a good comedy movie to see if you're looking for a comedy, for sure.
And definitely lots of laughs. One thing that I worry about going into movies is,
cheap laughs.
Cheap laughs, and there was no cheap laughs. They were all very wholesome, very hilarious. Laugh out loud funny. And I think that one of my favorite things was the ending of it. That last 10 minutes of that, 15 minutes of that movie, I laughed so hard.
Yeah, that's definitely like the build up.
It was just they kept hitting you with jokes or funny scenes, and it was like, this was just beautiful writing. So congratulations, you guys. It was a great movie.
Well, that is going to do it for this week's movie Lowdown. Want to thank you guys all for watching this. Appreciate all the support we're getting. Let's get a question up there.
Question. What was the worst thing that you did in high school?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. Me? God, I don't even know. Probably nothing.
I think the worst thing I did was there was this kid that was kind of like a little small for his age, and he had two friends that were twins. And these twins always would dress exactly the same, like their parents dressed them in polos. They like one would wear red, one would wear blue polo, and they had a little boy with them. They all had like the rolly backpacks, and my friends, we used to call him Little Monkey Boy. We didn't say this to his face. We just talked behind his back because we were assholes like that. And one time, I thought it'd be funny just to make my friends laugh, like I always do. Is I photoshopped him in a jungle scene. I took a picture of him from someone's phone or my phone at the time. I think I had a BlackBerry or something. So it was kind of blurry, but I put his picture in the jungle scene. I put it in Hawk Hall, which is like our main dormitory room, or not dormitory, but main hall, and put it in with the trophy case so people could see it as they walk by.
Oh, God.
That's definitely the most meanest thing I've done.
Oh, well, I can't think of anything, so at least you had a good story.
But yeah, thank you guys so much. As always, I'm TJ Washuk.
And I am hungover.
We love you, and good night. This has been a Two Guys production.
Skip it.